Moving to the UK for my master's degree, yeah, exciting. But let me tell you, I was not ready for some of the wild and unexpected culture shocks that came with it. In today's video, I'm sharing the 7 biggest culture shocks I experienced in the UK. Alright, let's dive in. If you're new to this channel, I'm a Nigerian that's lived in Cyprus for 7 years and I recently moved to the UK for my master's degree. So coming from Cyprus, where we had almost perfect weather, I thought I was going to be able to handle the UK weather, but I was completely wrong. The rain here is relentless. It rarely rains hard, but most times it's drizzling and the drizzling never ends. So I think it's safe to say that was my biggest shock. I lived in Nigeria for over 19 years, moved to Cyprus, I lived there for 7 years, almost perfect weather, came to the United Kingdom, and a lot of people just kept asking me, why did you leave these places? It wasn't just the weather that shocked me. NHS actually caught me off guard. I paid £600 during my visa process to get access to the NHS. And yes, I got access to the NHS. But trying to book an appointment, that's a whole challenge in itself. In Cyprus, you usually see a doctor in a day or less than a day. So the system here actually had me, a bit shocked when I had to wait for weeks to be able to get an appointment. So yeah, the NHS was really an eye-opener for me. Now, one thing that actually caught me off guard is how people behaved while getting on trains. Not only trains, buses, and any other mode of transport. I'm used to this, hustling, bustling lifestyle where it's first come, first serve. As soon as the door opens, people try to just go in as soon as they can. In Nigeria, that's how it's done. You snooze, you lose. But here, I was actually impressed at how patient people were, and it actually taught me a lot of patience. The first time, second time I tried doing it and people gave me dirty looks. So yeah, I had to adjust, and I prefer that system. It's calm, it's better organized, and yeah, more civilized, I guess. And speaking of surprises, the frozen food culture in the UK surprised me a lot. So coming from a Mediterranean region where food is heaven and food is taken so seriously, it's literally an art. People cook a lot. I found it a bit weird that lots of people consumed frozen food, and I actually thought to myself, what could be the reason for this? And then this brings me to my next culture shock that I had, was that I had no time. Literally no time. No time to do anything, no time to cook, no time to have fun, no time to go out, no time to nothing. Do nothing. And I compared what I did in the UK with what I did in Cyprus as a student. And it was literally exactly the same things. I only studied, came back home, but I found that I had more time in Cyprus to do other things than in the UK. That is something that I had to adjust to. That time literally flies in the UK. So intense, it's from one place to another. But I've kind of adapted to that lifestyle, and that is why there are a lot of holidays always planned. I was able to understand why British people actually loved traveling. Now, here's something that really blew my mind. Having to pay for every single thing. That blew my mind. So the other day, I booked a hotel and I felt, yeah, everything's sorted, no issues. I found out I needed to pay for Wi-Fi. Yeah, Wi-Fi. I was so shocked. I was so surprised because I've traveled to other places, and when you pay for the hotel, naturally, I think things like Wi-Fi should come along with it. That actually did surprise me a lot. I also had to pay for delivery, which I understand is logical, but because of where I came from, we don't pay for delivery. The same price you pay for the food you're ordering is the same price you pay when you're eating at the restaurant. So yeah, that actually shocked me. I am starting to get what life is in the UK. So coming from a place like Nigeria, and also Cyprus, no one drinks water from the tap. It's considered unsafe, unhealthy, and you could get serious complications by drinking water from the tap. But when I got to the United Kingdom, I saw people do it and I was so skeptical about it. I didn't want to try it. I was so scared for my life. But then I just found myself, integrating and started drinking tap water, and now I just do it without even thinking. Now I feel it's going to be difficult for me when I go back because I feel I've gotten used to this now and I feel it's more convenient, and it should actually be this way. Tap water should be safe for drinking, but unfortunately in some places it isn't. That was actually a big shift for me. So now the biggest shock of all, tea culture. Tea in the UK is like a religion. It is the cure all. In the morning, tea. When you're celebrating, tea. In the afternoon, tea. In the evening, tea. Every time, tea. And the thing about this tea culture is that the more you live here, the more you embrace it, and the more you also become addicted to it. So after a year in the UK, it's safe to say I have experienced a lot of culture shock, and I think I've adapted quite well. The UK has been full of plenty surprises, and I think these differences are what make the United Kingdom unique, and I've really learned to appreciate the difference. So now I want to hear from you. What cultural shocks have you experienced in the United Kingdom or in other places in the world? Let me see your stories in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more insights of my life in the UK. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.